the grand opening on March 1st.
Now, okay, this is day one, because there's a great story that goes with this on day one.
There's a lot of great stories, but the greatest was we were in this little building in Bayville.
Yeah.
But I went out and I started selling actually on January 2nd, and wow, it was so easy. I mean, people were clamoring to get on, clamoring. I couldn't get around fast enough. People were calling me. They gave me a private secretary to handle the phone calls for opening day. In that little building, which is still standing down there in Bayville, there's a tower there, which is
right along Route 9,
which had all these.
Which was a lot smaller back then than we knew it when we came along later.
Sure.
Oh yeah, it was a tiny little building, and it seemed like 1,000 people crowded in for the grand opening. Every politician, every big businessman, every hanger-on. It was amazing. You couldn't get in the door. What people, potential advertisers, business people, most wanted to do back in those days was their own commercials.
Yes.
They wanted to hear themselves on the radio.
That's awesome.
And I mean most of them. And some of them were great. I mean, some of them should have been in radio.
Yeah.
And
some shouldn't have ever been on radio.
I'll name a few that I remember in a little bit here. But they would call me and say, Bobby, what time are my commercials on tomorrow? I have to tell my family to be listening, you know, and it was remarkable. So, but again, there was certain people, Nancy Servodio, whose family owned Seaside Furniture. She did commercials for Seaside Furniture that you couldn't hire a pro to do a job like she did.
Oh, I remember those.
Bernie Feldman, I don't know if you even remember that name. He owned Feldman's Department Store, first in Lakewood and then in Toms River, big building on Route 37, going way back. He loved the sound of his voice, and he was good. And he was good. In fact, his signature sign-up on a commercial was, he would say, Feldman's such clever clothes.
Oh,
and
my
with a
word.
deep, resonant voice. I think one of the best was the late Jim Wilhite, who was the First National Bank of Toms River. He was their spokesperson and so forth. They did marvelous commercials. So they were clamoring to get on, and I was in a business at the time, and actually it was so successful. It was a family business. I told my father I was leaving the business, and I was going full-time with OBM.
Okay.
Did not sit very well with him, but I did, and here I am.
Now, day one,
Yeah.
you've got some snow coming down.
Oh.
You've got a contest going on. Tell us about how you were a pirate for a day.
All
for
right,
the first
planning
day.
and promotion. We did an opening contest, and which was my idea. I say this in all modesty. It just happens to be my idea.
Take credit where credit's due.
And I put it together, and it was to bury a treasure chest.
Yes.
On West Point Island. Little circle on West Point Island. The sign said, "Welcome to West Point Island." And I went out 11 o'clock at night in a blizzard and drove over there, and I buried this treasure, little miniature treasure chest. Dug out the snow, buried it, and smoothed it over so nobody could tell where it was. And then on the first day we started giving clues as to the location of this treasure. Well, wait till I tell you the price. By today's standards, it was pathetic. Inside was a treasure map, like we burned the edges to make it look old.
Authentic, yeah.
And it said, "Congratulations, you are the winner of a set of luggage." I'm going to say it. A cheap set of luggage, okay? And 2 bags of coins. And if you counted them out as I did when I put them in, it totaled $200. And I think there was something else. But it was so exciting. And I came up with these clues. I remember the first clue I can remember. It was the Military Academy fight song
Uh-huh.
on Brave Old Army Team. Remember that?
Mhm.
Okay. They had a West Point. And I went on and on.
How long did it take for them to finally find the treasure chest and win the prize?
Oh,
did it go on for a while?
No, you didn't actually have to. Nobody dug it up. Actually, they merely had to guess where it was.
Yeah.
And I think it was maybe 6 clues.
Wow.
And somebody got it right. And that was I'll never forget that night though, with that snow and so. I got home. I was almost frozen to death.
Was that then the first day you went out in the snow the night before?
The night before, yes.
And then that next day you went on the air.
Yeah, next day went on the air. It was very, very exciting. I mean, we set the clock to get up and turned on the radio. We were pacing around the living room, and then finally, here it came, the ID. This is WOBM, Tom's River, Lakewood, and whatever. And they played the first song, which I remember as being Herb Alpert's "The Lonely Bull."
Now, you remember it as that, but others say it was Paul Moriarty, correct? I think it was Paul Moriarty, right?
Yeah. So we'll never know what it was.
Yeah.
Not that it matters.
Yeah.
But and it went from there, and it took off, and it became rather successful.